It's the final percent. The final percent.
Right. We're going to try this whole live podcast out. I'm actually live on Instagram, and I just wanted to go live and talk about what does it mean to be a human being? What does it mean to be a human being? Hey, I've got some people already on Instagram. Just wanted to come say hi. I've got my little podcast studio, so this is why I've got a headset. And what does it mean to be a human being? The reason why I want to talk about this is we go through life looking at human as a negative thing, and here's what I'm talking about. If you realize, oh, well, you're just human. Hey, I'm only human. My question to you is, what would you rather be? When people get into the, oh, well, to forgive divine, to err is human. Okay, I get it. We are all, we are not created to do things to perfection. But when we get into the self-deprecating talk of saying, oh, well, hey, I want you to realize you're just human, man. What would you rather be? When you say that, would you rather be a bird? Would you rather be a dog? Would you rather be, anything else? I think it's actually pretty awesome to be a human. It's pretty incredible to be a human. And I think we need to start clapping for ourselves when we say, oh, wow, you know what? Out of all the things that I could be, I think I really kind of won the lottery. We are not a tree, because, think about it. If a tree is growing and a tree is saying, all right, you know what, this is nice. I got a breeze. I've got a nice day. I've got all of these things happening. And then what happens? A parking lot needs to get created, or the building needs to get created. Landscaping needs to happen, and they just chop you down. Well, we're not trees. We get to move. We get to actually take action on our lives. And I think that is pretty cool. So we need to stop that language. Remember at the beginning, if we say, hey, I've got the physiology of a winner. This is someone who's walking through life. And then the next thing you have is the language of a winner. Then you are going to focus on the things that help you win. And that's what changes your belief. But if you use the language throughout, and these are things that are happening in our society, in the structure of communication. And if you look at all of the ways that we, do the self-deprecating thing, it helps us if we can start changing the language so that we make better decisions. We start setting ourselves up for success, and we can actually take action on our lives. If we can find all of those little micro languages, and I just want to attack that one for a second, is, hey, Bella Beats. Shout out Bella Beats. I'm just saying that's Drew Dugan, one of my partners in crime. I love him so much. We got Shannon Owens, who just said, what's up? That guy's about one of the most inspirational young men that I've ever had the pleasure of working with. He went to our school, and now he's just crushing the music industry, and he's a heck of a speaker himself. But the thing is, we got to get rid of those things where we say, oh, I'm just human. Again, hey, I'm a human, so I should expect more from myself. I'm a human, so I want to take my life to the next level. I'm a human. I have a choice. I do not have to stand still in this life. So I am going to take action, to take things to the next level and move forward. And everything is how fast do you go from experience to action. So many people experience BS, experience a feeling, experience rejection, experience failure, and then what happens? They go, I don't want to try again. Or they say, oh, well, that wasn't for me. Or they go, I don't like that person, or I don't like this, when they were just getting challenged. And if we can adjust our language and we can say things like, hey, you know what? I can do this because I'm a human. There's a human that looked up at the moon and said, I want to go there. That's cool. That's the power of being a human. There's a human who said, hey, that little red, little flicky dot in the sky, I want to go there. And we're doing it. There's people who have created entire new currencies. There's people who create entirely new types of music, all because they made a choice. So my question is when you experience something, how fast do you go to action? How fast do you actually say, hey, you know what, I can take this to the next level? How fast do you say, you know what, enough is enough and I'm going to finally do something about this? And if we can start recognizing the language that we use on ourselves, and I think that's an important distinction to make, because we are the greatest salesman that we know. We are the greatest salesperson that we know. And here's why I'm saying that is we have no defenses against ourselves. Absolutely no defenses against ourselves. If you're trying to sell someone, you don't know what they're thinking. You don't know if they think you're full of crap. You don't know if they even have enough money to buy your product or take action on whatever you're selling. But you know everything about you. You know whether or not you're going to take action. You know whether or not you say, okay, well, I'm going to wait until tomorrow for the diet. You know whether or not you say, hey, you know what, I'll do that next time. You know, but you're giving yourself excuses. And you're letting the grace, like we talked about in the podcast last night, you're letting that grace be a pathway to laziness. Now, we need grace. We need grace to give us a pass to comfort, a pass to rest, but we cannot let it be a pathway to laziness. And I think that when we set ourselves up for success and we plant those success seeds, because remember, when we have that reticular activating system, if we say something, we're going to find every conversation that you have is going to support that argument that you just gave yourself. Every person in your life, the way that they look at you, if you say, oh man, I'm never going to be anything in life, I'm never going to be able to do this, every person's going to give you kind of a weird look, but maybe they're not actually looking at you, but you start becoming aware of stuff that's not even there. The same holds true for success. It's the same way when you buy a brand new car, you start seeing that car everywhere, right? Same way when you learn a new word, you start hearing that word everywhere, right? Well, check this out. If you start saying, I'm going to be successful, I'm a human, so I'm going to take action. I experienced this, so I'm going to take action. I'm going to move. I'm going to get better. I'm going to be more. I'm going to do more. I'm going to have more. Then all of a sudden, your brain goes to work to make that true, because check this out, your brain does not want to let you be a liar. So if you say, I can do that, you're right. If you say, I can't do that, you're right. And everything is going to support that happening. Everything is going to support you moving forward towards your language. One of the distinctions that I would like to say is the conscious mind is the starter motor of your life. The starter motor, the subconscious is the big engine. And so when you're planting all these seeds and you have this negative self-talk, the engine starts making that true. And if we can recognize those little micro self-deprecating things that people tend to say that have become the norm, who wants to be normal? So you've experienced this podcast, so take action on your language. So that's the big takeaway from me to you is if you're going to experience something, how fast do you take action on it? Like, for instance, my dad just had a heart attack, unfortunately. Oh, my wife is on my Instagram. I got to wave at her. My dad just had a heart attack. Okay, so he experienced a heart attack, and now he is taking action on his health. He experienced a car running him over, and he is taking action saying, hey, there's got to be a better way. So you can either get better through evolution or you can get better through a revolution. So don't wait for the proverbial heart attack to make you get better, to finally wake you up. You can literally look at your life and say, hey, how fast did I go from experience to action? And those are going to be the moments that change your life. So if you hear this concept, even if you don't grasp it quite yet, hopefully I'm raising your awareness just a little bit, just enough so that you can say, oh my gosh, I do say, oh, well, I'm only human. Well, what would you rather be? What would you rather be? Do you want to be a dog, a fish, a something else? Don't say I'm only human. Be like, I'm a human, so there's something better. I'm a human, so my humanity deserves better from me being a human, and I'm going to make a difference in my own life. I'm not going to wait for someone to make a difference in my life. I'm going to take action. So how fast do you go from experience to action? If you can take action, you're going to change your life. So now I'm talking about the language of life, your communication. More importantly, remember, how I talk to you is not nearly as important as how you talk to you. So the language that you use on you and with you is going to become you. So if you can experience this, and then you start realizing, oh my gosh, I do say this, I do say this, I do say this, I do say this. And then you start just adjusting those little micro adjustments, 0.5%. These aren't even 1% changes. You're going to change the entire trajectory of what's possible in your life if you can recognize when those negative seeds get planted, because they're just story seeds. It's just a story that you're telling yourself. And so when you plant that seed, everything in your brain, your awareness, every conversation, every book, every movie, every moment is representing a life that you wish that you had, is representing a life that is better than whatever is. And so then you start feeling uncomfortable in being you. So if you can plant the seeds of, hey, that's where I'm going, that's a goalpost, that's a mile marker, and you use it as inspiration, and you start saying, I'm going to take action. If they can do it, I can do it. It is absolutely 100% true. Dare I say, the final percent. So that's the big thing. Change all of those little things that have become okay in your life and make them not okay. It is not okay to say, I'm only human. Dude, you're a human. That is so dope. Congratulations. You're a freaking human. Trust me, you want to be a human. It's way better than any alternative that you can think of or come up with, except maybe, like one of the Marvel characters. I think that could be cool. I'll take, superhuman. But I'm telling you, you have a superhuman down inside of you. You have this X potential that will lead you to an exponential life. And that X potential is the thing inside of you that you know you're great at, that you know that you have, that you know the world needs, that you know you can use to take you to the next level, to take someone else to the next level, to take a business to the next level. But for whatever reason, you're scared. You're scared right now, and you don't want to take action on you. That's your X potential. That is like Clark Kent leaving his glasses on. Hey, I'm not going to take action. I'm not going to save those people. I'm asking you, take your glasses off, because it's time to fly. It's time to take action on you. It's time to take action on what is possible. It's time to change your language. It's time to actually start believing in this crazy creature, incredible creature, unbelievable, amazing creature called you. You've got it inside of you, and now it's time to take action. And it starts with your language. It starts with the way that you think, the way that you perceive the world, because it changes the way you react to the world and respond to the world. So that is what I wanted to talk about today. This has been the Final Percent Podcast, and I think every now and then I'm going to start going live on Instagram when I go live on my podcast, because, it's just this. I could get up and walk around if I wanted to. I do podcasts from my truck. It's just, a little headset, and I get to just kind of riff and rant about things that are affecting me. And the reason why I'm talking about this podcast today is because when I get burnout, and I get tired, and I don't want to take another step, I don't want to move forward, I don't want to do anything, I realize it's time to take action. I'm close. It doesn't mean that, I don't get tired, and yes, I rest. Yes, I try to hang out and chill with the wife, because trust me, that's my best friend, and it's maybe my favorite thing to do on planet Earth. But when I'm at 99%, I'm telling you, nothing beats saying, you know what, when I got to 99% and it was time to throw in the towel, or it was time to take a rest, and it was time to sleep, and I just went that one more percent, it was all the difference. It was the difference between night and day. And if you don't know the Final Percent story, at some point I'll go live, I'll talk about the Final Percent, what it means, how it came to be. But I'm telling you, the difference between 99% and 100% is exponential. It's the difference between night and day. And so when you are saying, that's good enough, just go 1% more, and I'm telling you, it will pay dividends forever. It's going to change your life. It's going to change what's possible. It's going to change the way you think. So anyway, tune into my Instagram if you want to see the video of this. I'm just going to start posting them live every now and then. I'm not going to do every single one of them live because I'm doing a podcast every single day right now. If wherever you listen to podcasts, if you're watching this on Instagram, look up The Final Percent. Anywhere that you listen to podcasts, check me out. And then if you're on the podcast, this little machine right here, go over to my Instagram, check out the video. It's just Greg Kimble at GregKimble. And then I really, really hope to see all of you at the upcoming summit. We are going to have 18 speakers. I just confirmed another one today. 18 speakers, and our whole mission is to change your life. So if you want more information about the summit, thefinalpercent.com, and then just click on the gold banner up above to see everything that you want to hear about the summit, who's going to be there. We've got Oprah's life coach, the person who invented the Rich Dad, Poor Dad companies, and Sharon Lechter. She's the one who's responsible for making that thing blow up. But here's the kicker, because I'm a musician, at the end of that conference on September the 25th, we are going to do a full inspiration and motivational album, a concert, something that is going to change your life. I don't want people to just come to conferences anymore to just get fired up. I don't want people to come to conferences anymore just to say, oh, yeah, you know what, I'm into this personal growth. I want to change what's possible. I want to open the doors. I want to help compress the decades into days so that you don't have to read 1,000 books. You don't have to take the same butt kickings that I did or any other person on this stage. I want to be a structure of exchange. I want to network, and I want people to love on people, and I want you to experience what's possible for you. I want you to take your life to the next level. So if you would do me the favor, just at least go over to thefinalpercent.com, all spelled out. Check it out. See what's up, because it is going to be a collision of education and motivation like no one has ever been able to do. Because I'll tell you, in the personal growth space, Tony Robbins might be better than me. And you know what? I'll co-sign on that. He probably is. But I guarantee you I will whoop his ass at singing. I will whoop his ass in the music department. I'm going to collide those. I don't know if I can say that on my podcast. Well, I just did. Anyway, I am going to make those collide in a way that personal growth and entertainment has never seen before. I'm waving at all these people on Instagram, but thank you so much for checking it out. This has been my first live podcast going to Instagram just because I sat down. I said, hey, what am I going to talk about? I have no idea. And you know what? Let's just see what happens. I think that this has been fun. We got Michael Duran. Come on. He and I are going to go out and freaking change the world. He's coming to the summit. I'm telling you, that guy's a world shaker. But guys, check out the podcast if you're on Instagram, The Final Percent. And if you're on the podcast right now, go check out the video of this, because I'm sitting in my studio just kind of talking, just kind of riffing and ranting. We're all about change. And this is not a philosophy. The Final Percent is not a one philosophy fits all, because no philosophy fits all. I am a platform, an aggregate of personal growth that I know works, that I know has changed my life, people that I know are changing people, moved people, just like Brian Bogert, who has just signed on to be a part of this guy is unbelievable. You want to talk about a story. Tori Cruz is a part of their crew. Nate May is a part of their crew. George Bryant is a part of their crew. And these are the people who will walk in and they charge like $50,000 a day to talk to your business and coach you through things. And they're coming to try to figure out how can they move you. And their whole concept is moved people move people. All we're trying to do is move you into the next level of life, is to change you. We are not working this hard to create a conference that helps people stay the same. Nobody wants to sit here, work hard, spend a ton of money to stay the same. And no, it is not a pitch fest. It's not a thing where you pay a bunch of money and then you sit there and you get courses just absolutely crammed down your throat the whole time. I don't advocate for that. I'm creating the conference that I think where I wish I had always gone to. I'm creating the conference that I I wish existed. And so take a chance on me. If you don't have enough belief in your heart right now to just come join us for a little bit, borrow some of my belief, because I'm believing big. I'm going to show up big. And I'm telling you, if you don't think that I played full out and I went the final percent in this conference, anything that you spent on any level ticket, I will personally refund you. You just come talk to me. I'll take care of it. Let's make it happen. But I'm telling you, stop your language, that negative self-talk. That's what this is all about, saying, oh, it probably won't work for me. Yeah, it worked for you, Greg, but probably won't work for me. Well, check this out. Right when you said that, your whole mindset, everything that you see in the world went to work to make that true for you. What if it does work? What if you do change your life? What if you do meet your significant other? What if you do meet a business partner? You got to get in the room. You got to get in exchange with people. You got to have the conversation. And just like Bella Beats just said, Drew Dugan, one of my business partners and one of my very best friends, thoughts become things, negative and positive, not or. So I'm telling you, just have a positive thought with me, take a chance with me, and understand that when you say, oh, I'm only human, so just forgive me. No, you're human. You're meant to be epic. What would you rather be? Would you rather be a tree? Would you rather be a rock? Would you rather be a cloud? Would you rather be a fish? No, you're super lucky that you're a human. It's time to experience some incredible, amazing, unbelievable things, and then go do those things in your life. Be incredible, amazing, and unbelievable, just like you know you are. It's your exponential down inside of you. It's your superpowers. And like I said, it's time to take off the glasses, be the Superman or woman that you are, and take flight. So I'm telling you, you are that person that you have always wanted to be. It's time to take action. I'm super happy that you have shared some time with me on the podcast, on Instagram, and we'll start doing this more. But just thank you from the bottom of my heart from anybody who has believed in the brand, on what's possible, on where we're going, and I really, really look forward to serving you in any way that I possibly can. You're only one conversation away from changing your entire life.
It's the fire.